OG Settle. Shout out to my homies at the AHumbleSoul. Tap in, play beat.
AHumbleSoul, we checking back in, man. Another exclusive.
OG shit, you smell it.
We got Mr. Marcelo in front of the camera once again. Jet Life General Cello. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, boy, look, let's get straight to it. Come on, when you plan to go?
Man, so the last time, man, you know, we chopped it up about a lot of different things. You touched on like the early 90s in New Orleans, just how serious it was. The Magnolia Calliope, just history, you know what I'm saying? Before it was tension to the issues, and how you was still kind of cool on both sides through it all.
Man, get to it. You know what you want to talk about. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving for people who didn't see the last interview. You know what I'm saying? But you talked about, okay, one of the key things is man, you was locked in with the Hot Boys, man, original Hot Boys. And you talked about your relationship with each one of them. And I also asked you about, you know, your thoughts on Gangsta. You know what I'm saying? As far as like him cooperating and talking about a couple of the deceased members, you know, of the Hot Boys who you knew. And
I gave my opinion, and he took it like I was saying. When I said, I don't like the back and forth, but I wasn't talking about like as in him. I'm just talking about period, cause I know both sides of it. But he took it to where I was saying that like he's the one with the back and forth, so he showed to where it's like he was only responding to things. I mean, which I understood. Yeah. But I wasn't saying like as in. It wasn't pointing him out saying that as in like he the person who was starting it. For me, it ain't about who started or none of that shit, because I know both sides. I'm just not on it like I'm as in, you know, when it's family, it's family. It's just something different.
For sure.
And I just was saying that as in, when you asked me my perspective of it, that was my perspective of it.
But it wasn't just that. Like, you said you stand on the code. You know, don't do no ratting.
As in, this is when I see a code, like, right? This.
But you
I don't stand on street law. I stand on man law. Man law is a part of that. Like, I'm not gonna get into in nothing that I can't stand on like that. So I would never put myself in a predicament. Like I'm grown now. So it's a lot of things that go on in the street that I don't even fuck with. I stand on man law. Like once you get to a certain age, you become a man. So some of that street shit you got to let go. Like, and when I say it, I'm talking about like responding to every nigga that say something or something. I'm talking about straight street shit. Like what's understood don't need to be explained. So you stop getting into arguments and fusses. You start understanding like some of these spots I ain't supposed to be in. I outgrew them. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it just push you, and you got shit to live for. Like, and motherfuckers ain't got to worry about no gangster. What you got to worry about is a man, because he got shit to do tomorrow. He gonna move different. Like him not going home that's not an option. Like gangsters, I mean as in gangsters, motherfuckers who call themselves gangsters, they move different. Like they don't move like men. Not like no grown man. We have shit to do tomorrow, so we move different. Like we gotta make sure we get on. You gotta bring your daughter to school. Your wife gotta go to work. You know, you got all kind of shit to do. Son gotta go to basketball practice. We move way different.
Yeah. Nah, man, bro. Bro, just to take a step back. So, when you talked about just going back to the gangster side versus the, you know, just being a man and maturing, you know what I'm saying, and actually taking care of real life responsibilities on the street side, bro. So you were around when those laws were made. You know, you were at that table.
That's why everybody that probably
about the not
have any kind of discrepancies about it was probably because they was around.
Can you talk
like that's the only people that I can only respect. That's why I like when the younger dudes be saying something, I be like, y'all can't really speak on it.
Can you talk about that time, bro? Like for the viewers who may not be familiar.
Around the time of the 90s where laws was made. And I'm not saying that like everybody just sat down, but things understood. Mm-hmm. And in that time, everybody stood on that law.
And that law is?
Ain't no rapping. Oh, no, indeed. Oh, no. Period. None.
Let me ask you this, Cello. with you being somebody who's a quote unquote OG now, you know, but you spent your time in the streets as well. Have you ever been in a situation where that was kind of presented to you, like?
You always get in them situations every time you go to jail.
Hold on, say that again. You said what now?
You always get in those kind of situations. Anytime you go to jail, like, if you really getting some money, like, they won't see if you won't get yourself out of the situation. Man, nobody got no time to talk to y'all, man. Get me upstairs.
No, for sure. For sure.
Because it's not only the statements, like you don't even want to talk because you can make statements that gonna fuck you up just by even having a conversation with them. I ain't got no chop for you. Figure it out, do your job.
So you never
For what?
ever entertained that.
You understand that when you get in that game, you know the consequences, right?
Now being a man, not like versus the streets to the man level.
I'm not, what position, as a man, show me a position that they gonna put me in where I'm after right. I'm a man, I'm not, I know everything going on in the streets. I got partners, but I'm not there. So how you gonna put me in the position where I'm gonna have to rat on somebody? Like, please, come up with it.
Just hypothetically speaking, if you ride with your homeboy, let
See?
me get it out.
Go.
Let me get it out, man. So you ride with your partner and y'all get pulled over. It's a pistol or some pistols in the car, and they search the vehicle.
First, I got a legal gun, so I'm not riding with no illegal guns. Your gun makes my gun illegal.
Well, let me get it off, dog. So you know, but it's not your legal gun. You know what I'm saying? And you weren't aware that the gun was in the car, and the other person doesn't take responsibility of it. Y'all both go to jail. I'm not getting in no car with them kind of people. But just hypothetically speaking,
it's not going. I'm just showing you how you protect yourself. Like, listen, like T.Y. BG little son, right? Free him. Used to be a gang of them always hanging together, right? The dude's really in the streets, right? The Soldier,
Young Juvie,
Nino, Young Juve, like all about to go to the studio one day. I think it's T.Y. and the Soldier pull up to come get me. Right, they come to the house. They're like, come on, you can ride with us. I said, what y'all gonna go? Oh, I got this, that. I said, I'm following. I'm not following. But like, you gotta be conscious of that because that's not their job. Like, as in them, the dudes really in the streets. Like, I gotta protect myself through that. So I got to find out what's in there. Like, I don't like the number one thing that gets you in trouble in the streets is boredom. When you get bored, you do shit that you don't normally do. I don't get bored. I can easily find something to do. So I protect myself. Once I start moving around and all that kind of shit, I protect myself. Everybody make mistakes, but I protect myself.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be a mistake, I'm gonna make it. So like, it became a time where with the youngsters, I had to push myself away from them a little bit because their mistakes could have gotten killed. So I had to let them go bump their head, make their mistakes, but I'm still here for you.
But still, man, just
I can't. I listen.
We gonna end it. I'm gonna end it with this. If y'all both got arrested, would you take the charge?
I'm going upstairs.
You would take the charge.
I'm going upstairs. I'm not taking nothing. Me and them not talking. Where you bringing me at, man? It's no conversation. What's the conversation about? If they arrest both of us for the gun charge, then both of us are arrested, right? Ain't no. Did you think they gonna sit me down and ask me who the gun for? They're not gonna get that opportunity. Soon they be like, oh, we won't holler at you about. You can holler, man, upstairs, bro. Where I'm going at.
And the reason I asked you that, man, I was in Chicago recently, and I asked a person up there about a situation where a dude was in a car with his homeboy, and he pretty much was like, man, the dude had a firearm, but he didn't take responsibility for it. And when they got locked up, he was like, man, hey, man, he told the people, like, hey, man, bro gonna take his weight. That's his gun. And some people viewed it as snitching, some didn't. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was doing that. Like, you being a lot older, you know.
Like, let me tell you this, right? Social media have things with a gray line. In my time, it's black and white. Social media always got something gray. So, like, they want you to respond to shit, but then when you respond to the shit, they go to the gray line on you. But I only can talk about my times as in that.
I feel you.
I don't know this new shit going on.
I feel you.
And I don't get into it. Now, if one of them come asking my opinion, I'm going to tell them what I think. But what I eat don't make you shit. That don't mean you got to listen.
Well, in the last interview, bruh, it was a lot of comments about, like, your appearance.
Like, I don't think Dodo get enough credit because once me and Do linked, Do fuck with Slim. So Do start bringing Slim. And like me doing Slim used to be in his Cadillac truck. And we'd go in the Cali. Like Do put them two together. Do put C and Slim together.
That's during the tension?
Yes.
You know, and a lot of people was like, man, they was concerned about your health, or it looked like you fell off, or you was on drugs, or you was just drunk, man. I mean, man, just talk to people, bro. Let them know, like, man, like health wise, financial wise, like, how are you?
What I told you about social media.
You talking to the viewers, man.
Say, bro, like, listen. You put yourself out there, like you got to think about this, like I told you, right? For motherfuckers who ain't been seeing me and you ain't seen me in years. You see that? You entitled to your opinion. Everybody got an opinion as asshole. So I don't play into people's opinions. And them motherfuckers don't even know what's up with me. But I don't get into the push and shove game because that don't work me. You have to watch that motherfucker figure something out. So it's like you paying me for comments. I'm cool with your comment. Say what you say. Mm-hmm. I think people play more into, like, if you got to show them, like, motherfuckers ain't been seeing me. And I'm working. Like, I'm not in, like, I done all that shit. Everything the motherfuckers doing, I done. I'm cool. But I love the opinions.
No, for sure. So, yeah, man. So aside from that, bro, you know, the last time we chopped it up, you mentioned that Dodo would still be alive if that collaboration with you, Stunner, and Master P happened.
Definitely.
Can you break that down?
I mean, because we was in the midst of getting a deal with Def Jam.
Yeah, talk about that, dog.
I mean, if Master P would have got on the song with me and Birdman, like that third War G song supposed to be me, Birdman, and Master P. And P said he wasn't fucking with that. Period. So if you notice, that's why P wasn't involved in the second project. But if we'd have did that, then we'd have got a deal with Def Jam. We had already hollered at Russell something. He was like, get Birdman on the phone, get P on the phone. We got both of them on the phone, and then he came up with this bright idea. It was like, let's try to put them on the same phone. Mm-hmm. So we had a $5 million deal on the table. But I can tell you something that Birdman put us on. He was like, because by the time of when we was doing it, and Stunner put us on this, like, he was like, what you do is ride it out to the end of it was like the end of the quarter, right? Because the album was probably going to come out in, like, I think the album came out in August or something. Mm-hmm. And he was like, don't even get a deal right now. Mm-hmm. Like, get the independent money until the new quarter start, and then go to New York and go get a deal. Mm-hmm. And he was just showing us how, like, now I understand exactly what he was saying. Because it's bargaining power. You know, the records already got motion. You already making money. So you ain't going up there asking for anything. Like a lot of that shit you done made. Because once you put that kind of record out in 6 months, you'll see some kind of results. Even though you haven't got the check, but you know what you about to get in your pocket. Mm.
You need me to stop it, bro.
Like killing.
Man, so but yeah, you was touching on Dodo will still be alive because of the Def Jam deal. But I want to know this though, bro. Like aside from you saying that P didn't do the song and y'all didn't get the deal, like why would it just be like because of that? Was he was still in the streets? Is that, I mean? What you mean, as in the deal? Yeah, like when Dodo got killed, before we can go even see if we got a chance to do what we was gonna do. Mm-hmm. See, cause like I was telling you, Stunner was putting us on some shit of how to get the independent money first, right? And then go to the majors once they reopen for the new year. Mm-hmm. This is a brand new budget. So Dodo get killed in what? August or September? So right when did Dodo get killed before the album dropped? And this was right before the album dropped, because we about to go on promo tour. We leaving, the crazy part is we leaving to go on promo tour the day before Dodo get killed. So another day we wouldn't even been out. We was doing Lafayette. I think we had a little slip now. That's what we used to travel a lot with too. Yeah.
They used to tear the southern region up.
But talk about it. I mean, for those who may not know, man, like, so what exactly happened to him?
I mean, those sliding through a hood, somebody followed them to the store.
You said they followed him
Mm-hmm.
and were like ambushed him or something.
And ran down on them. Now you gotta understand, the world is small and people are adapting themselves to getting out of the streets.
Yeah,
So sometimes you will have enemies that you don't even know sometimes.
yeah. You know what I thought was interesting, man? You had brought up how you linked Soldier Slim, or you and Dodo, I guess, linked Soldier Slim and C Murder.
BG and C Murder.
Huh?
BG and C Murder. Dodo was already dead. So I was doing an album called I had just got with this company called Ball or Fall, right? So when I first got the Ball or Fall, my partner bought me the Ball or Fall. Louis the 14, my partner from Press Park. So when he brought me that, they was already established. So it's after Dodo died. I think I had them put out like 2 projects. I put out the independent projects. I had my own company at the time. When they brought me to the table, like, they signed me right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote me a check, signed me. And they was like, who you want on the album? Like, in this time, like, a lot of people don't understand this neither. I'm the first person to put Pimp C on the record when he first came on.
Mm-hmm.
We give Pimp C 30. Like, I think it was a Rolls Royce or something he had. They just showed this too.
Oh, the Bentley.
The Bentley. The first one, that's the one he pulled up to the studio. He wrecked it that same night on his way to Onyx. But like, they got him on the album. And this time, CeeLo Green was hot as fish grease. This when he first went solo. They got CeeLo Green on the album. Like, look at the time. CeeLo Green wasn't doing no features. So I'm watching them pull that off. We got Devin the Dude, Zero. So I said I want C Murder and BG, right? So I called my brother Bud. I'm like, C in jail at the time. I called my brother Bud. I'm like, tell C I won't get him on something. Bud, like, all right. C called me like 2 days later. He like, what's up? Send a record. I'm like, how much you want? C like, man, I don't need no money or nothing like that. I'm like, nah, see, I got a budget. Because what I realized was the company was spending money with everybody else. Like, I'm looking at them giving Pimp C 30, giving this one 15, giving CeeLo Green 50. Like, we about to go break some bread over here. So C like, you ain't gotta give me nothing. I'm like, I got a budget. C automatically understood it. He didn't know if I was signed or what it was, but he knew I had a budget and he knew it wasn't coming out of my pocket. So he like, give me $7,500 or something like that. I'm like, all right, we gonna give you $10,000. Boom, I sent him the record. When he sent it back, he changed the hook. He like, let me do the hook. That's why my hook, his hook, is in between the verses. After BG, my hook come on. That was the original hook, right? So when he sent it back, I hollered at him. I'm like, I'm about to put BG on the record. He like, I fuck with BG, man. Tell that nigga holler at me. I'm like, all right, cool. Boom, I hit BG. We really go through the same thing of it, right? BG like, man, I ain't charging you for no record. I tell him I got a budget. We go through the same thing. I meet BG in Memphis or something because he on tour. We do the record. I let him hear C on it. He like, I fuck with C. I'm like, man, matter of fact, C fuck with you too. I'm gonna give him your line, right? He like, yeah, tell the nigga holler at me. Boom. Time go on, I put the album. I don't think I did. I don't know if I had put my album out yet though. But I got my record back and everything, right? So the time go on, boom, the record on the radio. I hear it, but like we don't really listen to the radio. So a representative from C, one of the C managers or something, called me and was like, go to Rose Tavern. Rose Tavern is in the Cali. I got go to Rose Tavern for what? He like, C said go to Rose Tavern. I'm like, all right. So I'm gonna go, but I'm taking my time. Mind you, keep in mind, C's not home. He in jail, so I know it's not like C around there. But I don't know what's going on. My OG called me, Stepper. 3 Steppers. OG out the project. Him and BG used to work, right? Stepper like, where you at? I'm like, I'm in the project. He like, BG said meet him by Rose Tavern. I'm like, meeting about, I'm like, what they doing around there? He like, they shooting a video. I still don't put it together. I'm like, all right. I shoot. When I'm on my way there, BG called me back. He's like, man, where you at? I'm like, I'm about to pull up now. Now I don't know, they got a whole crowd out there and everything now, right? Now they hadn't already shot C parts, wherever they shot them at. So they were shooting BG parts, but that was C making sure I got in the video.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't even know the video was going on.
Because you connected them.
I knew I put them together. And I knew C wanted to do a record with him. But I ain't like staying in contact. It was two real motherfuckers get together. Whatever happens, happens.
Mm-hmm. So what was your like individual relationships with BG and C Murder?
BG like came up under me, but it's mutual respect. Like I like where BG from, I used to hang there. Like that's how I got the relationship with Baby. Like Baby had a brother named Eldridge. That dude damn near raised me. So I had kids in the 13 while, but I stayed in the Magnolia. So like all BGOGs, I grew up with them. Me and C Murder and my brother was super tight. Big Bud was one of his managers. So C the first person to take me on tour.
C Murder?
Yeah, the first person I went on tour with.
That's crazy. That's before like, or this after like the Hot Bruh and all of that, huh?
That's what I was on tour doing. Hot Bruh.
Ah, okay. So this is no.
When I got right after I dropped the album, I did a promo tour by myself. And when I went back on tour to get some money, C was the first person to take me on tour.
For real.
And bread was broke.
Oh, you got paid. Okay. Man, like
that's my first paid tour.
Like you know how on the outside looking in, how a person like C Murder is portrayed, or the younger C Murder before he went to prison. But like, man, being on tour with him, being on the label with him, like,
C Murder good dude.
Yeah, how is he, bro?
C Murder good dude.
Yeah.
Like, soon as something bad get around you, or soon as something bad happen, everybody look at bad. They don't even look at it good. So it's not like, this ain't a time where the good outweigh the bad. It's whatever pop up first.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because now you got to battle that.
You know what I was thinking about, bro? When I said you linking Soulja Slim and C Murder, that was Dodo then, huh? Who linked what? Soulja Slim and C Murder?
Dodo, yeah.
So that's why I got it mixed up. Yeah.
See, Dodo and BG, Dodo and Slim had a hell of a relationship. Like they bumped into each other in jail so much. So they had a hell of a relationship.
Yeah.
So even when like Slim was going through things with Pete, like him and Dodo just used to be running. Yeah. But Slim and Dodo had a hell of a relationship. And then around that time, like after we come off the Brick Living album, like we was really mostly back in the hood as I was working on the album. But we running around. So C running around at the same time. So most of the time we going out together. It's C, Wango, all they crew, me, Dodo, Big U, Tweet, our crew. And then it started being Slim, because everybody mess with each other. So we used to be rolling around like 40, 50 deep.
That's great.
Like, even in the times of, like you could see it, I just wasn't there when they shot the thing with Ice-T.
Mm.
Then when she shot the thing with Ice-T, like I just wasn't there. But
Dodo
I
was
right
in
there with
him. Dodo was in there.
Like, and no, Dodo wasn't in there. That's another day around there.
Oh yeah, it's where Slim from too, Soulja Slim. And Marcelo. Them niggas running this. Let me tell y'all who this is right quick. This Dodo tough guy, you heard me? What's up? So representing Third World Cardio, so it all going on like
no
this.
Limit, true.
Bro.
Keeping it true.
Hold on.
That's a day of it, but he's in that video, but that's not all in one day.
Ah, okay.
You see what I'm saying? When Dodo came back down there for parole or something, I was on tour around that time too. I was on tour with Lil Flip.
Oh, okay. Man, bro, do you got any memories, like favorite memories of Dodo that you can share? And then y'all meet like incarcerated or something like that?
I met him in jail, but that wasn't like meeting like that. Like I actually met him when my godfather Victor brought me to him.
And didn't he try to do something to your cousin or something like that?
Man, y'all be doing the most. Yeah, he had a situation with, like, back in the game, like, so this where I heard his name from, because he used to be wilding, right? So back in the game, like, they pulled something off on my cousin, but it didn't, you know, he got away and they got away, so everything was cool. But it was crazy because me, like, one thing about that dude, bro, we talked about everything. Like, we ain't cut no corners, and it was just so funny.
Yeah. But you said you met him, so you met him in jail, but it really wasn't like that. You said your
No, because I
grandfather
knew about that.
Oh,
So it's like,
yeah.
I'm going through here and there doing time, but I had already knew. As soon as they say Dodo, I knew.
So, like, man, but like you said, like memories though. Any favorite memories you can share, man?
Doe used to always tell me and Spitta, right? I'm a street nigga. I ain't doing this shit for me. I'm doing this shit for y'all. Like, anytime we'll do something stupid. Like, one time Spitta, for Bayou Classic, we had a big old party. It was for Victor and Dodo. It's the night Slim come home. Because Slim performed that night. It's the night when Slim come home and he coming back from No Limit.
Soldier Slim.
Dodo, and I'm telling you how tight him and Dodo are. It's Dodo and Victor party. Now, around this time, like, we got ice sculptures and everything. So this is a big ass party, right? In New Orleans, see, on Bayou Classics, it's like a party in the streets. So we got a spot that's like round Canal Street. People just walking past, like 9 o'clock. Spitta and his friend jump in the truck and say they about to go. I don't know what they did. He said what they was about to go do or something, like something crazy. But like everybody ride down Canal Street in cars and stuff like that, like, right? They get stuck in traffic. In an hour, that place get packed, full packed. We start performing, Slim come in there, Slim get on stage. But this the night when we supposed to introduce Spitta. He's stuck in traffic. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he used to always tell us, like, I'm not doing this shit for me, I'm doing this shit for y'all. I go back to the streets. But he used to say that because it came a time when Pete was like, y'all gotta stop hustling.
Was Dodo and Master P close?
Yeah. Like, I think this was the thing of it, right? Not only Dodo and Master P, but Victor and Master P too. So it was like this, like as in, I think P came home and did favors for all his partners, right? And both of those times, my godfather and Dodo was in jail. So they never got to see him since they been back. So they was like, when we see him, we ain't asking him for nothing, we asking him to help us.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like, my godfather, he always been getting money. Like, he been in the streets like that and getting money. He always got money, right? So he had just got a lawsuit of like $800,000 or something like that. That's what took Tough Guys off. So he was like, he didn't need to ask him for no money. And Victor was smart as a motherfucker too. So they ain't go asking them for no money. We put an album together and they said, help us with this.
Yeah. Man, I know you mentioned that Dodo and Birdman was close, but so Dodo, you saying P and your godfather and P was close, man, but
Birdman and Dodo relationship is something
totally
crazy
different.
too though.
Yeah. You said
Like,
he paid for his funeral.
Yeah. Like, I think this, like, it came a time when I think, like, after we did the first album, in between the second one, we was making decisions, right? And before that, like, this P called us and told us, like, stop selling drugs, right? Before he got us the deal, boom. But they, like, Victor and Doe was on something, we gonna stand on it. We know he gonna do what he said he gonna do for us, which he came through on. After we did that album, we had a conversation with P about getting another budget. It's a whole nother story. So we just go back. I ain't really doing no tours or nothing. Like this when all us running around. See, Soldier Slim. Like we really just running around. Like we in the streets,
yeah.
right? So it'll be times where Dodo call P, won't answer the phone. And Dodo speak his mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he'll just be telling us like, man, I don't know what he doing and this and that and this and that. And once we tapped in with Stunner, like he just left it alone. Like Stunner was like, come on man, I'm gonna tell you where to come do this, come do that. Like as in, even with that deal, like that was Stunner putting that deal together. In reality, it really was.
Oh, with Def Jam.
That was Stunner putting it together because Russell really wanted to holler at Stunner. Right? And soon as Dodo called Stunner and was like, and I'm talking about this in the midst of it, but like we was on some trying to pull that project back together, right? And nobody could do that. Like, C was kind of too young. So he couldn't keep everybody around him. Like, you got this side, you got that side. So, and, you know, C was still doing growing, right? Dodo was more or less like the OG who, like, you knew was up with him, but he keep things calm. Like, I remember times when we used to, like, walk in spots and motherfuckers be looking crazy and door by everybody in their bitch drinks.
For real.
Like, that's how we start hooking up with everybody from all those different spots and shit like that, right? Because Dodo really at that time, I'm telling you, at the time Dodo got killed, Dodo wasn't know how that nigga ain't had no gun on him. he got people in the truck, nobody ain't got no gun. You think that dude was worrying about dying or some shit? Like, no, man, Dodo was completely out the streets.
Damn.
We just used to be dipping. We just used to be moving around there and shit. But once him and Stunner got that relationship like that, and we met Russell, he told us yeah, I know who he is. And then because I had got 3.5 mics in the source, that shit was unheard of in that time.
Yeah.
And now for the brick living out, that shit was unheard of. It wasn't a lot of motherfuckers that was even getting that, like, because New York wasn't really fucking with us. So we had that Russell, you know, Dodo flexing his muscle. You know, I know baby, I know P. Russell come right up with it. I right there, the number. He called him, bam, he tell him, this would be a great idea, right? First he told us how we could get out the contract with priority and all that kind of stuff, right? Even Baby chipped in on that too. Like, so, we had to get out that contract to be able to get in this one, right? We had to get release forms. Well, that's another story too.
Damn, what's the story with that?
I'm gonna get it to you. That's another story though. That's another one. That's another one for you. So we get out the priority deal.
That's crazy.
We hit Stunner, tell him everything. We tell Russell we got the release forms. Russell tell us, get both of them on the phone. Call Stunner, Stunner pick right up. Yeah. Anything they doing, I'm fucking with it. Russell went to get into all that Stunner like, anything they doing, I'm fucking with it. Tedo hit me. Boom. He hit P. Him and P had a conversation. P don't go too, right? I know for sure P didn't know that Stunner was in too, though. But you can see that after it all happened, right? So I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say just in my opinion, because I think P would have said, let me take care of y'all. Let me do it this way. Like, just as in the story of it, because I can tell you, instead of us getting out our deal, P was like, stay here, get another check. So I'm not telling you he was wrong, but we just saw ourselves as being big and Stunner saw it.
Yeah.
So we got both of them on the phone. So they give us an offer.
They give y'all offer.
They give us an offer. His Stunner. Stunner like, nice. Tell y'all what to do. Somebody have a party, I don't know if it's probably, Stunner used to always have them parties in the city. For his birthday or something, like Thanksgiving weekend, he tell Dope pull up. And him and Dope sit down and have a conversation. And I guess he just, this around the time where he telling him about, like, as in running it independent, right? So we let a week go by. We got the lawyers looking at the paperwork. Russell hit back. Russell was like, you know what would be cool? If y'all could put Baby and Master P on the same song. Because you got to look at it like, they were looking at it like, and then P was all over my single, right? So it looks like I'm just coming from No Limit, but they see how Baby acting towards us. So they're like, let's see if y'all can pull this off. Right? Like, they put another deal off on the tree. Bring that back to Stunner. Stunner like, that's the move. Like what y'all need me to do. Like a record. We're going to put you and P on the record. Send it to Stunner. Stunner give us 32 balls. Say like, Spitta, when we first got it back, Spitta used to always run this and be like, man, this Stunner hard, this verse. It's on third wall G's. Stunner sent us back 32 balls. We're like, woo, we got smoke. All we gotta do is hit P. We hit P. We tell him the offer and everything, right? I'm sure Dodo told him the offer, right? Then tell him he gotta get on the record with Baby. So that record is supposed to be me, Baby, and P.
Right.
Right? P said, I ain't fucking with that. Man, I don't really, I don't think him and Dodo had a conversation after that. Like Dodo took that shit personal, bro. Like because it was an opportunity for us to get, at that time it was an opportunity for us to get 5 million.
So it wasn't 10 million, it was 5 million.
5 million.
Oh, wow. Still a lot of money. It's probably is.
If you're talking, the reason why you're saying 10 million, because it was a 2-album option. It was 5 million an album.
Man, so you say so he didn't talk to him after that. Did you have bad blood with P, or you just looked at it like business?
I don't get into why you can't, like, check this out, like, once a motherfucker do something for me, like P put me on Where You At Wardy, right? He ain't had to do that. He put his stamp on the Brick Living album and gave us all that shit. All the production and all that. He done enough for me. So that wasn't like, and I ain't asked him for that. Like that was Dodo asked him, like I'd have loved him to do it, don't get it twisted, but me and him ain't had that relationship for me to even be able to ask him for that. Like because that shit wasn't just about, like that shit was personal. That shit wasn't just, Baby was ready to get over that shit, Pete wasn't.
Yeah, nah.
But I'm telling you, as in Baby and, as in Dodo and P, they had a different kind of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Dodo and P had a different kind of relationship. So Dodo took that shit personal.
Didn't you say that in our last interview that Where You At Wardy was your record though?
I wrote the hook for it.
Oh, you wrote the hook?
Mm-hmm.
And they just used it. They took it and used it for the 504
But
board.
that's another thing. P made, like P put me. I always tell people P put me on copyright and publishing. So I can't be mad like he done enough for me. Now that move would have been some G shit, right? But it wasn't me asking them that like that. So I couldn't take it personal. Don't take that shit so personal. I couldn't. It wasn't no reason for me to take it personal.
Yeah.
And I don't know his reasons for it. So I don't look at the negative. I tell you the positive. As in business, you don't know people's personal relationships. But for us, we just felt like we was the ones on the ground, so it wasn't that serious.
Yeah. Man, I want to ask you, you mentioned Spitta a couple times, so you initially connected with him through Tough Guys, him signing the Tough Guys? Like, so talk about your relationship.
I think my first album, like, as in, Spitta was around on my first album. Not on the...
Brick Living?
Huh?
Brick Living?
Yeah, Spitta was around on Brick Living, definitely. But I had an album before that. I had an album with Devious D, but he wasn't around on that. After I did that album with Devious D, I was about to do an album with a company called Third Dynasty. And that's when Spitta came around for us, music-wise. But when you seeing that picture, he was in a radio station or something you talking about?
When he looked like he like 12, 13.
We in the radio station?
He chubby. He like,
and he got a flipped hat up or something. I think we in Q93, like that's when we was running around with Tough Guys. That's when I dropped. That's what I know what you're talking about. That's I was doing the promo tour for Brooklyn.
Okay. No, that's great. So I mean, but still, bro, you ain't really breaking down. You say you been around, but how did you link up with him though?
I've been knowing him my whole life. Like as in like our family's been close our whole life. So like I pulled him under me as my brother, but like I was in the streets, like Spitta just used to always come in the project and shit. But I ain't never knew he was on no rap shit. But as in the time we just thought I end up bumping into him. I don't know who he was signed with. He was signed with somebody. I think it was Ron. He was about to sign with somebody. He came to me and asked me about him because they was in the street. That's when I knew he was into music. But other than that, like I didn't really know he was even fucking with music.
Yeah. Hey, but over the years, y'all just developed a closer and closer relationship.
I mean, we've always had a close relationship, but once both of us started doing the same thing, like I've been in the streets since I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
Like spit the total opposite as in stadium wise and school wise, like as.
Yeah. Cause I know he refers to you as his big brother. You say he your little brother, so y'all gotta have some type of like unspoken like bond.
Yeah.
It's bigger than music, you know. But he was on Tough Guys too though.
Yeah.
So I just assumed
His album was gonna come out like. That's why we was more or less into trying to get like that's what we were trying to do, get a label deal. We had a whole label. Like we had like 6 or 7 artists, but Spitta was gonna come out after me. We were gonna do another album on me, then an album on Spitta.
So how was he? How was like a young Spitta? I heard him on No Limit. It was a little kind of. It was kind of gangster.
You ever heard him on? Huh?
He was a little gangster.
Because he was we had him come around the tough guy shit with the greatest shit. But we kept him from around shit though.
Yeah.
But like it's a thing of this, like right, like you were like a lot of shit used to happen around him though. It just used to be some crazy shit like that, bro.
So he was exposed to it. He just wasn't in it. Yeah.
We wasn't a lot like in our time, like as in we looked at each other different. Like we protected the young. Like if they wasn't just around to be coming around to do that, we was like, man, get from around here.
Yeah. So how did just talking about you and Spitta, like, you know, I was obviously aware of you from the No Limit days, but when you really got on my radar, bro, when I was in college on them Fly Society Jet Life mixtapes, you know what I'm saying? Really before it was Jet Life, that Fly Society, bro, he and Spitta was dropping like mixtapes monthly.
Because we was doing them.
He was like, appearing to like shining on them, bro.
But we was
instrumentals.
We was around each other. Like in that time, like Spitta was doing like Fly Society shirts and shit like that.
Yeah,
like that Fly Society shit was on the pop. And like I was in the streets. But we was standing upstairs. Vault standing upstairs. My partner Calio Vault standing upstairs. Spitta was standing downstairs. I was standing like 2 apartments down, so we always in the same apartments.
Oh, the same apartment complex?
Yeah, and I had my producer, the dude who did it, Track Addicts Dickie. I had just set up a studio in the house, and he came over there and started doing it.
Ah, okay.
But we wasn't really. That's why you would just hear me popping in and get on the record and sometime. And because even that movie Writers Business Men and Gangsta, that was supposed to be Cali over on that record.
Fellow gangsters, Louisiana, choppers full of bananas, clips so monkey ass niggas live in the trees, fellow live in the streets and sleep with a tech, cause there's a lot of niggas dying and I ain't about to be next. I burn rubber in my old school Chevy, Danny Glover on me, boy, I keep my lethal weapon.
Yeah, that's one of the coldest ones, man. Y'all did.
That's the first thing that people really started hearing. I saw like that. I think he said that's the first video that got on World Star.
Yeah, y'all was outside a club or something like that. Or y'all was at a club.
No, we was outside of
It was like a Jag. It was a Jaguar.
That was our apartment. That was my Jaguar, your Jaguar.
Nah, I wanted a Monte Carlo out there too.
That was Spitta Monte Carlo. Remember
like
we had 2
green.
Jaguars parked next to each other. The dude who shot the video is his Jaguar, Jerker Man.
Yeah. So it was some video then. Yeah, I was in.
I forgot what that is, but we walking.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Looking down on my city, man.
Yeah, I can't remember, bro. But now that was a golden era, man. That's around the time when he got with Wiz too. Like when Wiz came around, Wiz had his own movement going. You know what I'm saying? Then they came together, bro. And everybody started dressing like them and all of that, sounding like them. You know what I'm saying? They made like that stoner hip hop cool, really. Get fly, get fresh. You know what I'm saying? You was around for all of them days, man. Like what was that like, man, during that time, bro?
Like say, bro, they had this I think he showed this on one of these on something, bro. Well, we used to have this apartment in Sawmill, right? Mm-hmm. It's in Meadowville in the city. It's in Harraham.
We had all the shoes and stuff in there?
Yes.
Yeah, he did have a video on YouTube. Yeah.
Like we literally used to go in there and pull whatever out you want, like, and put it on.
Yeah.
Like, and know it was crazy, bro. Like, that little dude lost so many clothes. Like, he buy a lot of shit over. Like, we been wearing jerseys and shit. We been had jerseys and all that. Bathing apes and all that kind of shit. Like, I think somebody spoke on it, but we was getting bathing apes from a chick out the project. Like, one day I passed in the project, and it's a chick who we used to always buy. Matter of fact, she stayed in Cali. Mm-hmm. We riding down the street. And I see her with some new things over there, so I swing over there. I'm like, where do you get them fake G-Nights from? She's like, nah, these the shoes for real be wearing. But the chick was a stylish type chick, you know what I'm saying? Like, she had high-priced shit on her porch. She used to have the shit hanging, right? Boom, I get a pair of two or something. I go by Spitta, like, where they at? Because I really don't know nothing about them. Like, I just bought them at it, but I'm like, I know gonna know what these is, right? But I know her word is buying. He like, I think for rap. Well, I think he said the Chinese dude first, whoever made him up. He be winning.
Nigo.
Right, yeah, boom, we go back. Right? We get the rest of them. Mm-hmm. Spitta called Wayne, showed them to Wayne. Wayne was like, get all of them. Like, that was right before that, what that video is? When you see Wayne with all the beating niggas on.
Oh, yeah.
When he on the rooftop.
Yeah. Dang, that's crazy.
I'm telling you, like, we been into that shit, man. Like, even that Mecca shit. Like, I was wearing that shit with Marlon Wayne and then was wearing that shit.
Real talk.
Like, Mecca shit, like, as in, like, that fly shit, but we been on that shit.
Didn't you say you and Mosquito used to compliment each other because y'all was both fly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mosquito could put on clothes.
Yeah, that polo?
Yes.
Or is it just
that polo shit, like, because in our time, that's what it was. Mm-hmm.
So what you, like, I mean, you got the polo on right now, but, like, what's some of your favorite brands right now, bro?
I mean, I rock black owned shit. I don't really be tripping.
Black owned?
Yeah, I mostly, like, I don't really get into the new shit like polo, because I always did with polo. Mm-hmm. Like, polo just some OG shit, I guess you would call it.
Mm. So let them know what you rocking right now, man. So you got the polo bucket, you got the, what you rocking, Cello? Give him a little drip check, man. Give him a little drip check.
I just always look good. Even when they say you look bad, you look good.
You got the night. What kind of kicks you rocking, bro?
Or some little Max.
Little Maxes. Nah, for sure, bro. And I wanted to ask you this too, man. I don't know. I've seen you on a New Orleans platform, and I really rock with the platform, Rare Report. Mm-hmm. And you know, dude, he gets a lot of jewels, like from people in New Orleans, not even just artists, but like the street figures, so on and so forth, man. And man, there was a dude on there recently who was talking about a situation with Sterling, and I think his name is Ripper from the Methamphetamine Projects, I think. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about Gangsta, so on and so forth. But the thing I want to ask you about is during the interview, he mentioned that he was in the Magnolia, or he had the Magnolia on a curfew for like 40 days or something, 30, 40 days. Did you see that?
You saw everybody respond to that.
I ain't really pay attention to it. Yeah, talk about that, bro, because you lived in the Magnolia.
It just couldn't happen. Like, everybody's already spoken on it. Like, that, it just don't make no sense, but everybody's entitled to their stories. Mm-hmm. But like, I fuck with them dudes. Like, and this what I don't like to do like that, right? When people, like, when people have their views on how things went, it's cool, we're alive. Like, people entitled to that, like that. But we both know, like, that can happen. Like, no project could get shut down. Because the only reason why I don't like answering those kind of questions because I ain't gonna say nothing but everything that everybody else saying because it's already been spoken. Like that shit couldn't happen.
Yeah.
Maybe him just speaking, like he said some shit about we got a driveway that run way to clear. We don't have no driveway that I don't know. They ain't never built that bitch. Then you got to cross Jerkerman and them. Like it's a lot of people you got to cross to even get over it. Like think about this, well, right? And I'm gonna leave that. We gonna get out the negative, right? But like they was at the Gangsta for a long time, right? And you saw many of them. It was a lot of them, right? It would have never happened on Willow Street. Like that's where I'm from. I'm right across the coast, man. Boy, it would not on Willow. And that was his domain. But like that's family, boy. We protected that. We knew every car that came down that street. If you hit that bump on Willow Street wrong, we know you're not from there. Everybody watching. Cause we know everything going on. But boy, wasn't no like even I seen Chill say like he was back there just sitting around. You see why he was just sitting around? Wasn't nothing he could do. Like maybe he said he got dropped off back there or something, he was back there by himself or something like that. Maybe he was. But you start seeing all us around there, man, there's a lot of us out there that's on Willow Street. And Willow Street was a family, boy. No indeed that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, see, that's how it was, like in our time, like then. That's why you ain't do too much inside the project. You go outside the project, do your dirt, when you come in there, you protect it. And then just in that time, like, homing them hot boys, they was different kind of figures. Like on the outside, like they was on that notorious shit like everything, like right. We ain't see them like that until Interior Beef came. But then that we gave money to the kids and everybody happy. We got DJs, everybody got money. You know what I'm saying? Like so it was a different thing until other things started happening. So we look at like think about Stone like Stone, king of our project like everything, right? We look at Stone different. Boy, it's hard to touch Stone back there unless it's interior. Yeah. Because when it's interior, we don't know where it's coming from or we get out the way of it or you either pick sides. Before somebody coming back there doing that, like... Yeah. I mean, even the thing with, as in Dooney, the only reason why they happened to Dooney because it was inside the project. Boy, could nobody come back there and do no Dooney nothing. It was interior beef. So it's different as in y'all seeing each other every day. But as far as other faces, boy, that project was something different. Like the Magnolia, and still to this day, like we really a family. Yeah. That's why I got in between that was like, I don't like that back and forth because I'm looking at it as the family. Nah, not the Magnolia, you ain't about to do that. Yeah. Because then you start making people pick sides. Yeah. When if that's what they gonna figure out, they gonna figure out everybody who have their differences, they have their differences. Mm-hmm.
So what was not to dwell on not necessarily negative, but this is one of the only times I've seen you respond to somebody online. You mentioned the dude Chill. What was the issue with him?
Not much. I just get that wasn't really nothing much, bro. I think people play too much into responding, and I'm king of it too. But I just seen them say something, and I was like, you can't speak on it. Because everybody have their opinions, and I backtrack myself and say, you know what, I'm tripping. I got my feelings.
I saw that too, yeah.
I can't say what he can't speak on. I can say I don't agree. But I just outright later, you can't speak on it. So he had the right to come back, and it went the way it went. Then we chopped it, it was cool. Because that wasn't like that. That was me having no opinion about something he said. We gonna figure that out.
No, for sure.
So I'm things like that I don't take it personal. It's shit's the internet.
Man, can you talk about it's this Gangsta, man? You mentioned something Maurice.
Eric Maurice.
You said that was one of the people you looked up to coming up. Can you touch on him? I haven't saw too many people.
Eric Maurice, just he stayed right around the corner from me. There was somebody who I looked up to when I was young. He was one of the ones. But all I would in that project, all out, even Black and More. If you think about people like Black and More, everybody tell you how fly he was. That know you. We putting on clothes, so we had even getting them. Anybody think Stone, Booby Black, Like just look at like we that know you like we put on clothes. Jerker Man, the Twins.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta think about we put on clothes. Like them like think about this like right and I was laughing at this one day when I saw the Dooney Boys talking about the iceberg and all that, right?
Yeah.
Me and Spitta was already on it. But like the dudes, the first ones coming like that. So they was getting money. All that they say about them and all that, right? That's what they was wearing. Them dudes riding to Houston on the weekend to go get their clothes. Like, and that's what I think, like, a lot of people don't understand how much money them the dudes was getting. Like, as in Dooney, the Dooney Boy, what? They was getting so much money. Skiboo, man, they was getting so much money. It was a shame, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if you just pick up what they saying and how they talking, they not lying. Like, them dudes used to leave for the weekend. Or leave on a Friday, come back on a Saturday to go out Saturday night and Sunday. But they used to go shopping in Houston. Like, you talking about them dudes 15 and 16, they got motorbikes and all that. But like people don't talk about all that money they was getting. It's overshadowed by the bullshit.
Yeah. Not just one more question about the Eric Maurice dude. So you said that was somebody who you grew
like
up close
Eric
to.
was just like a older cat, like who I come up under. Like that's who's like it's Eric Maurice, KC, OG KC still alive too. Black and Mo, Dodo, like my OGG who do the podcast with me.
Yeah.
Nino Daddy, Tonto, Stunner. Like it's just a lot of older dudes who I know who really been through it and they still around, they still doing something. Like they still relevant without even like trying to get in the way.
Man, what's up with Stone, bro? Like I've heard different people mention him in interviews. Obviously, he used to do music too. Can you talk about? You said he was like the king of the Magnolia.
Oh yeah, big homie.
Break that down, bro.
Big homie. Like just the big homie of the project. He just looked out for everybody like that.
And I saw pictures of him like with Gangsta and different people.
They like that was all our big homie.
Yeah. Hold on, Stone was Gangsta's big homie?
Yeah.
Dang, Stone must have been a lot older than what he looked. Yeah, okay. I know he passed away in prison, didn't he? Yeah. Man. You said he was everybody's big homie. He looked out for everybody.
Oh yeah.
But he still had the reputation too, though.
He could fight, which way you want to do it.
For real.
And he was flying. He was a ladies man. Like that it just was something different about that project. That's just how he was. Like same thing with KC.
OG, I don't heard like the dude.
That's partner too.
BG Derek. I heard him mention him.
I
don't heard.
a lot of people don't know I was on BG Derek.
Talk about that, man. You knew BG Derek?
Yeah, he was under my little cousin label. Like Deshaun is my little cousin. Who ran smoked out? That's my little cousin. My blood cousin.
For real. Man, I always thought he was one of the coldest, man, on that Hot Boys album before. I know, obviously, they went separate ways, but yeah, he was hard to me, bro. BG Derek. So, you got any, that's crazy. You said you knew him too. You got any, like, stories you can share about him?
We did it's the Nas record or something me and him did together. Like, I'm on 2 records on this album. I think it's the Nas record or something we did. That nigga walked out the booth and looked at me like, I said, okay. Like, we used to be at each other rap-wise.
Oh, competitive, y'all.
Like, I'm just saying it. Remember you say, just say it with the Mercedes? I'm just saying it. That's my real name. So on the album, when you hear it, he shouting people out. He said, we got Mercedes in here in the Mercedes. I was 16. Go see it.
You was 16 with a Benz?
It was a different kind of money back then.
16.
It was a different kind of money back then.
Man.
And I always ran with older guys. Like, I'm running with Vic and Warren Mays and Slam and like I was running with a different kind of group.
Man, did you have like relationships in the other like projects like the methamphetamine or Calliope like that?
Relationships everywhere.
For real.
Like the Calliope second home. Calliope definitely second home.
Yeah.
I got God kids. My best friend from there, like me and Dodo, like
Yeah.
me and Vol. Big U was my bodyguard for years. He made himself my bodyguard. My partner Tweet. I managed Calliope Bub. Like,
Nah, that's what's up. Man,
and I had a bar in the middle.
you had a bar room.
That's how me and Sick got back together. Sick talk.
The dude sick. You said sick. Oh yeah.
Like I had a bar room. I ain't good with years. But I had a bar room this after this when I had fell back from the music, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was on parole, so I couldn't really do no traveling.
Mm-hmm.
So me and my partner got a bar room. We got it right across the street from the Melf.
Mm-hmm.
So when we opened it, like I just started back getting affiliated with like a lot of older cats from the Melf who we used to be at it back in the day. They had an old cat on OG. I think his name's Silky.
OG Silky.
Yeah, out the Melf. I'm almost sure his name's Silky. I think he went to penitentiary. But like Laurel, Uncle Laurel and all that, like you gotta think Uncle Laurel was with us when we had BG Derrick. Uncle Laurel out the Melf.
Damn, you know.
Yeah, when Uncle Laurel was with us when you had Uncle Laurel on that album. Like we all used to hang. Like Uncle Laurel been rapping, man. That's the homie though, like that. Like because let me show you this like that, then you have to understand this, right? A lot of times it's not projects against projects. It's cliques inside projects against cliques inside projects. You see what I'm saying? So, like they know swing and they know swing. So everybody don't get into. That's why our times were so different though. That's why when people tell you like in our time they wasn't coming to shoot at everybody, they wasn't mad with everybody. They wasn't beefing with everybody.
Sure.
You dig? Like we got kids in each other projects and all that kind of stuff. You're not about to come back there just shooting. You might shoot your niece. I'm just because like that we just was like that as in our times are coming up. So like as in we're here. Oh yeah, they about to swing back here, get them kids from out here. Everybody shooting, get their kids from out there. They don't want no say in our time see them gangsters, they don't want nobody in the way of their bullets. They was trying to hit who they wanted to hit. Like yeah, we want y'all. So it was a different thing of that. Like that's why you ain't hear that many kids getting killed and women getting killed. Boy, y'all ain't got nothing to do with this business. I don't want motherfuckers know exactly who they're looking for. But that's what old law consists of, and people don't understand old law. It protect your family, your baby. It start getting out of that when it start coming to jacking and shit. But old law, like you got to think about this, like as in people always run into your cousin or something. What you think you gonna kill your cousin? And then when the beef, like in our time, beef fuck with money. So don't nobody want the one necessarily beef.
Yeah.
So even if you're a stepper, like you don't want to go around here just swinging no chopping. You hit all kinds. You got 4 people. Now you got 4 more families looking for you. No, when I was trying to get him, that don't make no sense. So I saw motherfuckers who really wanted each other ass. Yeah. They didn't have no choice. Like at DJs and shit, sometimes that shit, man. You know how many people be outside at DJ? Niggas literally stand to be a standoff out there. Once people start realizing, and they start moving, but like motherfuckers used to want who they wanted. And they ain't want nobody else. That drive-by shit wasn't really in our time. Like, not in our city, niggas wasn't doing a lot of drive-by. Mm-hmm. Not just no pulling up, shooting no blocks up and all that. It ain't make no sense. The block ain't, none of these people's house ain't did me nothing.
Is that going on nowadays?
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's a lot more like reckless.
Switch it, man.
Have you ever been in a situation that you can talk about that you felt like, you know, it could have went left for you?
Been in a million situations where it could have went left. Like every day in the streets it could go left. Like when I was coming up, that's just how it was. Like it's survival.
Yeah. You ever been shot?
Yeah, I've been shot.
Multiple times?
I've been shot twice.
This was when you were younger, or
In between times of me being young.
for real?
Story for another time.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I won't. I'm just, it's other things like, whatever I don't talk about, it's because it's placed up talking about. Like things that people don't know about.
Yeah, I mean, but shoot, man, you know, it's exclusive.
Documentary, brother.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Like, that's what I mean as in, if I don't speak, I ain't gonna say I don't speak on, because I never tell no motherfucker what we can talk about and what we can't talk about. You can ask me what you want, I'm gonna answer what I want.
For sure, for sure. Oh yeah, I want to ask you about this too, Cello. Like, bro, your because I heard Spitta talk about this in an interview that you were with him when y'all got the call about Soulja Slim.
We was around the corner buying tennis.
Buying tennis shoes. Like, bro, what's the odds of that? Like, y'all being right.
We didn't know he got killed. Like, we just heard he got shot. Like, Slim all got shot. Like, getting shot then was getting shot. Like, you gotta realize Slim had got hit with a pump when we was younger. So, getting shot and getting killed is something different. I think by the time we pulling up on the scene, I think Jig or somebody was calling me telling me that. But ain't nobody believe that. Like, you know, you feel some people invincible.
Yeah. When do you remember like your last time kicking it with him before that?
I mean, we used to be around each other like
all the time.
Slim Love Spitta. Like, we used to be around each other. Like, we used to go to the studio and all. Like, we was going. They had a concert that night. We was buying tennis to go meet them because everybody was leaving to go to the concert. Everybody was meeting at the house. So we was right around the corner. Probably Spitta probably talked to him on our way there or something for him to ask us where we was at. Cause we stopped, like they used to have this like, it was like 4 blocks or something. We stopped at Elite Foot or something and went and bought some tennis, just bought some fresh tennis. Cause we were just gonna follow them and go to the concert. And while we in there, we got the call.
And y'all went over there.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But you had a cool relationship with him though?
I'm down.
Yeah. Nah, man.
Like Slim used to cut our hair.
Yeah, I heard he used to be a barber, man. Well,
Like, he used to stay on Tyler down the outside the project, like around the corner, when he talk about it in the parkway. Mm-hmm. We used to go to the house and get our haircut.
Was he cold?
Oh, he was a monster.
Soulja Slim.
Mm-hmm. Like me, Gangsta, there was a lot of us who had used to go.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have his reputation back then too?
It was building.
Man, because I had went to New Orleans. This is probably like this is several years ago. But the hotel we were staying at, man, one of the dudes, he was like, I was telling him I wanted to go check out the Soulja Slim mural, and he started sharing like stories of when he was younger. He used to see like Soulja Slim just walking, bro. Like why he was, buzzing, like just no security or nothing, just in his project. Like he said, smoking good. He said he had like a funny walk.
And I would like
it was cool.
We in our own hood. We had you walk around with 30 motherfuckers when you moving around, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not because you need no bodyguards or nothing. It's part where you at. Everybody pulling up, y'all end up moving around together. When that day start all the time, you gotta go do this, that. Not cause nobody to go do what I'm doing.
Yeah. No, but for sure. Man, I want to ask you this too. It's a song on your first project, Brick Living. It's called Hold Up, man. It's like
one of my favorite songs.
One of my favorite songs off that album, bro. How did that come about, man?
Like a lot, I ain't even hear her like Carlos Stevenson gave me the beat.
I love it.
And was like, find something to do it.
That's it. That's simple.
And I put the verse on there. And she came back and figured out something for the hook.
Yeah.
And before she put it on there, he just called us, told us to come down, and we heard it in the move. Like, let's go.
Man, I love that song, bro. Nah, that's dope. That's dope, man. So like I know you got the podcast, like you say, with your OG, man, and y'all be like y'all uncensored raw. Like how did that come about, man?
Like that's just my OG. He was trying to get me to do a podcast, and he was like, I'm gonna pay for it. Like I had got a time where I was just doing music.
Yeah.
And motherfuckers was trying to pull me into all kind of different things, and I was like, I ain't gonna commit myself to nothing. So he like, I'm gonna do this because he know if he do that, I'm gonna commit to it. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. Then a few months later, I told him, I said, I'm gonna do it. And like on the first actual episode, like he didn't know he was gonna be on the podcast. He thought he was just stepping in for that dick. Like I told him on the podcast, like I'm not doing it without you. Cause OG don't talk. That's why he's so like that, like everything. Like sometimes I'd be like, man.
He unfiltered, yeah. Yeah, dude. And he be, I mean, he sound like he done been through a lot too. Yeah,
like
but he I don't know. Maybe
that's in Dodo time.
Maybe I'm tripping. Like he like a smaller guy, like in stature, or he just looks small.
Nah, he bigger than me.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. Yeah, bro. He come across like a lion though,
Oh,
dog.
yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like you know how some of it is like he one of the motherfuckers who know a little something about everything. Ain't nothing you can bring up that motherfucker don't know about. He knows something about it. Yeah. And he know it like that. To where you can fight you to the teeth for it.
Yeah. Y'all don't have so many different like New Orleans or Louisiana.
I think we were just trying to build it as
people
that, like what I
yeah.
can tell people in the podcast and
Yeah.
like we purposely didn't take no sponsors or none of that shit. Like we did all that shit ourselves. But what we did was we got the opportunity to make our own value for ourselves. Mm-hmm. Like by us telling, we ain't selling you no commercial for $300, then next year we sell it for $600. We've never sold one. So whatever we asked for, that's what we asked for. Like you can't argue with what we asked for because we built the brand first. So we just built the brand before we even thought about trying to sell a brand to anybody or become partners or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So that's what we was in developing or doing. Now we in that motion. Now we gonna show you.
Yeah. Do y'all be freestyling or y'all come?
We don't even listen, bro. Like,
y'all don't have no.
That's
plans,
why, like, on some of them, like we have the behind the scenes.
Yeah. Me
and G literally come in there 5 minutes apart. Like I always tell people, like I don't talk to the guests before I because we'll get into conversations. I heard motherfuckers talk about I talk too much on the season 2. I'm gonna shut the fuck up this season. I'm gonna show them. No. But like me and them will have conversations outside the podcast that we probably should be having in it. And me and G don't talk. Like we come in that bitch fussing. We argue with each other. Yeah. Like we had that kind of relationship though.
Yeah, it was one of the intense episodes. It was the little ratting thing.
I did that on purpose. Like I know how to tick him off. Like
he was going in.
Bro, I know my dog. Bro. Yeah. I put some fire under. I know what I was doing though.
About that rat.
Understand it, bro. I said,
he wasn't playing about
hold up. So what you saying? You was a rat? And when he went to go and I said, you're not doing this for me. You're doing this for them. But I know what I know my partner. Man. I know how to burn him up.
Yeah, he took that real personal.
So we're gonna take it personal because I want people to see how personal that shit is when you call a person that. That's why I did it. And that's my partner, right? That's my OG. You saw that shit. Huh? So how you think other motherfuckers feel? When it ain't that so, like motherfuckers be missing what we be pitching. The shit not scripted. I'm just like, I thought he is too calm with this shit. I know what they're doing. Yeah. And he put it out there like that, like everything. Cause I'm talking to the colonel. See, he's so straightforward to where it's like he know in the streets, he's already understood, like rocking, right? So that's why I was like, I don't give no fuck about them. Oh yes you do, because that's our audience. So I had to pull him into that, right? That's why I was like, oh, because he's saying like he's coming from talking to the colonel. If you don't know nothing about jail, you don't know you get summoned to the colonel. You know you don't know nothing about jail. So you're like, what are you talking to the colonel for? I took all that out of the equation. So the colonel gave me 10 million. Hold on. So what you a rat or something? And I took him now. Yeah. But as I explained to him, that wasn't for me. I know how, like, it's always times where I slow him down because I know how people will portray things. I know I should be going, like, as in the internet and shit, like, and he's blind to that shit. I don't give no fuck about the internet.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, man, but, yeah, for the people tuning in, man, who not familiar, let them know where to check out the podcast, bro.
Boom Multimedia, China Game Podcast, me and OG, all that, it be a motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure. I want to ask you this too, man. I haven't really heard too many people talk about him, but I used to listen to him a lot when I was in college, man. Sporty T.
Oh, Sporty T was the G.
Did you know him, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Can you?
Sporty T grew up like on Deli shit. Remember he did Juvenile. Sporty T was a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Sporty was a motherfucker. I fuck with Sporty.
Yeah, dude, like, bro, I don't think he get his flowers, you know.
I don't think, like, cause a lot of, like, it was a lot of people in that time, like, the Bust boy. Down, it was a lot of people. But none of them dudes, like, wasn't really, I think, like, right at the time when we started getting around to the world, he was, that's right when he died like that. But he rapped his ass off.
Yeah. Any memories of him, bro? Y'all used to kick it.
I knew Sporty from the streets. Like, I used to see Sporty sitting on the porch when I was going to hang on Deli shit. Like, everybody around us that really was into music, like, New Orleans small, man. Everybody see each other.
Yeah. Sure. Man, were you in the city around the time when Hurricane Katrina happened?
Man, we left the day before Katrina, and that's when I started with Ball of Fall.
That was in Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, like, did you, like, feel the impact? Like, did you lose a home or lose anything, lose any family?
Like, I mean, my mama lost her house, but, like, as in...
I was able to get out in time.
I packed up and went to Houston. Like, the crazy part about it, like, we was already going to Houston. I had just signed with Ball of Fall, so we had damn near... I used to damn near be in Houston so much anyway.
For sure.
Yeah, so, like, us being there, I think we were there just to do some music, and we probably was going right back to Houston anyway. Because that's when I just signed with Ball of Fall.
Man, I remember that time. I remember it was so many people, like, just from New Orleans that came to, like, our area, our high school, and just, I know they were just scattered out, but just seeing, like, the documentary that Spike Lee did, and just during that time, like, on the news, it just looked crazy, bro, from the outside looking in.
Back to New Orleans, we could deal with anything. Them niggas soldiers. So, like, the way I mean, I'm not telling you it wasn't what you saw, but it built some. It built some strong motherfuckers. Motherfuckers start moving everywhere and they survived out there too.
No, for sure.
Like everywhere you go they got somebody from New Orleans there. Like that's what it did though. Yeah. And they stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Cause they want to, they don't get no
Yeah. Man, bro, speaking of New Orleans, like who would you put in your top 5, man? Talk to me. Top 5.
I couldn't do a top 5.
Or just your top?
I don't know, but like the motherfucker down there, Jew underrated.
Juvenile?
See that fucking 400 degrees there, bro, which y'all don't understand.
It's a classic.
Juvenile walked y'all through our whole project. I know it because I was back there. Like Juvenile would tell you where he get his haircut. He would tell you about real rock stars, the stores. He would tell you about shit that was really going on. Like, ain't nothing fucking with that dude. Like, he got a pin. I just think, like, as in, he do what he want to do, but ain't nothing he can't do. Let's just say that. But ain't nothing he can't do.
Shout out to Juvenile.
And he got, especially when it, like, and, like, you don't want to play with him on no subject basis or nothing like that. He beat you to death. Like, he rap, and he understand tones, pockets, all that. Like, dude, different.
Man, when that High came out, 400, he had.
That was see like
Jay-Z on his album.
I can say this as in like, even at that time, Jew was better than that.
Before then?
Yes, like Jew was better than High. Like High just was things that we were saying. Like I'm telling you, that's what I'm telling you. That dude walked y'all throughout. Like he had y'all saying everything we were saying in the present. He put that album out in 6 months. Y'all was saying the same shit we were saying. Dude, like this bitch Jew a motherfucker.
People wearing Reeboks, Jabos.
Everything we was doing, the world was doing.
Yeah.
It wasn't no impact like that. Not like that. Like as in that's what introduced it. Then Wayne kicked that shit like it wasn't nothing.
Yeah, it was a special time for sure.
I think they them two, like at the time when Jew came, New York was just
dominating.
Winning to accept us.
You said they weren't. Say it again.
They was just beginning to accept us. By the time Wayne come, he was showing them. So they like he's way different. You kind of see what I'm saying? Like and then in that time, like they was like, alright, we gonna fuck with him.
Wow.
But Wayne come through that bitch chopping even they niggas down. So like, hold on, man, nigga fucking with Jay-Z and all this shit. Let's see what the fuck you talking about.
Yeah.
And he's smart.
Lil Wayne is a different monster, man.
Smart. Spitta too. Dude smart. That's two smart rappers. geniuses. Trust what I'm telling you. That's why you notice like they don't tap into a lot of shit. Spitta's on what he on. Period.
Yeah.
Wayne on what he on.
Who would ever thought he would do a project with Jermaine Dupri?
He ain't thinking. Like he don't be on that. Like he be on what he on. Comfortable with it.
But that's one though, bro. Let's get. I know you say you didn't want to go too far into it, but so Juvenile.
We got episodes, baby. I'm here.
No, so Juvenile. But who else, man? Like who else out of New Orleans you rock with?
I can't say Spitta because that just take him out of the
Nah, you gotta put Spitta in there, man.
I'm saying that'll be biased in me because of my brother. That's what I'm saying.
Do your thing.
Slim. Who we talking? Tell what?
Your favorite like lyricist artist out of New Orleans. You said Juvie slept on, so you saying Spitta, Slim.
But you got it's like timing as in like I can tell you who was smoking it all the time. Real rappers, right? Slim, Juvie, Spitta, 6 Shot.
6 Shot.
Yes.
Well, he was messing with the Medicine Man, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. I had that album I forgot what the name of that album
Wacko.
Yeah.
Skip.
Man, Skip was cold.
I'm trying to think who else who like
Skip had them punchlines.
And who's still around like that. That's what I'm trying to think of. Let Nut. Squad Up G.
Oh, Peanut. Oh yeah, Nut.
Like,
yeah.
I'm just telling you, Spitters like.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers who cut up like as.
Yeah. Dang, he threw Nut in a kid.
Oh, Kid a beast, man.
Yeah.
Kid a my kid, like, Kid another one. Like, New York gotta respect him. Like, it's some of us, like, I ain't never rap. I don't rap for New Orleans. Like, and, like, we kind of rap how we talk when you really do that shit. So, our records sound different. So the city kind of like gotta like get on them, or the city gotta already be behind you. Cause like, Kid go to New York and cut the fuck up. I could do it. Juve could do it. Shot could do it. Wacko could do it. Everybody that I named could go do that. Like, you put one of them dudes in front of that mic, it's something different. Like, because they not gonna expect what they gonna say. Because of what they think we are. And niggas be like, alright, we about to show you. Put the right motherfucker up. Yeah. Kid showed you. Soon Kid got with G on it with that.
Yeah, he signed G.
This nigga was the best thing popping, right? And we was like, we told y'all. And Kid still stand on that today. But when Kid ain't never fell off. A lot of people just ain't catch on. But ball for ball, boy's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, but that's what all them people I named. Like them, they problem.
Okay, not for sure. For sure. I'm surprised you didn't put nobody like well, I am talking about lyrically, but everybody got their own like little views.
Put somebody like who?
Like J Electronica.
Come on, man, that's the homie. Like, but like, I'll say this as in that, right? Like, I don't even put him like in that class like he gone.
What you mean?
Up there, that he gone. He done already took off. Like, he in the sky already. And that's like my brother. That's the homie. Man, that's the, like, I remember when he first did the like, he come down there for a weekend, right? And we had Spitta Strip Club. Me and him get drunk. We go in the hood. He got a chick with him, right? So everybody leaving out. They like, where you going? He like, I'm going with Marcelo. Right? We drunk as a skunk, right? No, I think I'm high. I know I'm high. But we drunk too. It's the same night. So we standing outside, all us standing outside. So he's like, where you going? He's like, I'm going with Marcelo. I'm like, I gotta take him somewhere. Mind you, I don't even really be going. I be chilling. I'm like, I gotta take him somewhere. They tell me, you need a bodyguard and all that. Me and him looking, laughing, bro. We go from poor boys. We went to like all the hood spots. Like, them people were so happy to see him. Like, he talk about it in the record with him and Spitta.
Okay.
But it's called the record that he gave Spitta on the last album. Like, that was what I was about to tell you. Like, when they did the record, Spitta called me and was like, your homie just sent it back. I'm like, who? He like, I'm about to send you the record. But they been was overdue for records. But it just wasn't matching. But as us coming out that weekend, he sent it right back too, because he was in that zone. Like, yeah, just come from that city. Like, oh yeah, like that verse sick.
Damn, bro.
He was talking that fresh out the city. Like, that's how them dudes be when they like from the city. Like like in that verse, Jay took you through what he did that weekend when he was down there in the city.
Oh, that's crazy. You know, Jay Electronica though.
That's the homie from the brother.
Yeah. It really probably ain't too many people you don't know, man.
And the city's small, bro. Like, that bitch itty bitty.
As far as like fashion, man, like you being linked up with somebody like Spitta, who has been known to get fly for years.
Dope, see the dope, like Spitta come from the era of, we come from the era of what the rapper wanted to be the dope dealer. So we used to be on the corners a lot. Cause we was really hustling, like, so we got all the flies, tennis and all that. You know what I'm saying? So Spitta came in and just used to always, he'll just pull up and be like, he knew when what was coming out, the Jordans, he knew what's the real ones, what's the fake ones, like he always been different on that. Oh, he definitely know. I don't know how, but he'll tell you, nah, them ain't them. But Woody, you'll see him from a distance and you just know him, like he'll shoot for Cosmo. That's the same way you know Cosmo.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, bro. Like, speaking of the Jordans and stuff? Like, what's some of your favorite kicks, man?
I don't even know the numbers, brother.
No, not
like
Jordans.
ones.
Just favorite kicks in general.
Nah, I just like fresh kicks. Whatever I like, I buy.
So you said
Like I like Jordans, like, but it's nothing. I'll go to the store and be like, yeah, I gotta have those.
Oh, okay.
Whatever I'm feeling, that's what I'm buying.
Okay. Do you get into like the designer too?
I mean, like in dope dealer times, back in the game, or in the beginning of my music career.
You was right.
Like Gucci shit,
Gucci,
and
yeah.
all that kind of shit, man. Like as far as clothes, bro. Like and like, I'm a motherfucker. I don't like to give my shit to anybody because I be the hand. Like I had 8-ball jackets and all that kind of shit. All that kind of shit from back in the day. That's why I tell you, like, man, Spitta used to have so much. So you got to think about the time before Tough Guys and we got the money with. It's just certain pieces you keep.
For sure. No, for sure, man. Well, Marcelo, bro, it's dope chopping it up with you again, man. Is there anything you want to let the viewers know to be on the lookout for?
Chopping gang.
You know, if they want to get a verse or something from you, man, how can they go about doing that? Just let them know,
See
bro.
me, hit the Instagram.
You said hit the Instagram?
Hit the Instagram, tapping with the business partner, tapping with the manager.
No, for sure.
I mean, I be around, I ain't all the time.
And any words of wisdom, man, you can drop on the young viewers, bro, coming up. It's a different time nowadays.
Say, bro, like, if I can lead you to the water, teach you how to fish. And I might clean it, but I ain't cooking your shit. You need me to explain it? People lead to the water, right? Teach you how to fish. But then you expect a motherfucker to do everything for you, right? Soon as the motherfucker tell you, all right, I done all that for you. But I ain't about to cook it. You feel some kind of way. But you know where that come from? A motherfucker doing too much for you, they ain't allowing you to do shit for yourself. Cause you ain't gonna never learn shit if a nigga do everything for you. So I'm limited on what it would do for you. But you can watch me do everything. You just gotta pick up the skills. Niggas gotta get off their ass. But I mean, it's hard for a man to be broke. UPS hirer. It matters what you want to do, how you feel it. Or go rob up. They got to hit a bank or something. I'm just saying, go all out. Niggas talk that, but they don't walk that. So niggas, motherfuckers who broke, they be sitting around waiting on the motherfucker to get them something. It's hard to get no money. The dead niggas, I always tell my young niggas this, right? The dead niggas stop getting some money, the niggas who got it in trouble. Like, what they gonna do, stop printing money? That's the only way, like, a man should feel like he gonna ever be broke. That's the biggest problem with a black man. You figuring out, once a motherfucker figure out that they ain't never gonna be broke, he a different kind of man.
Damn.
Because he always gonna know, listen, bro, he always gonna know he can get some money. So, like, a nigga could be on his ass, right? He be rich, and you don't know what's happening. Because he know how to get money. A lot of motherfuckers who just get it, but they don't, like, when they go through something, they don't know how to get it back because they ain't never got it. A motherfucker who know how to get, I ain't never saw a winner when he take a loss. I'm napping with it. Niggas niggas lost, but they don't show you the losses, like, you know what I'm saying? So the shit look all great. But niggas bump their head a few times before they walk. You know how many times babies fell out? Then they learn how to walk, right? It's just part of the game. But motherfuckers be too focused on, you too busy sitting around worrying about you being broke instead of being focused on how you gonna get you some motherfucking money. This shit is not up, bro. It's not rocket science. That's why I like ads and certain things motherfuckers say, I just be like, fuck these niggas on me. But every now and then you gotta slap them in the face every now and then. I do it every 4 or 5 years. I slap them, let them know, like, don't get this shit twisted.
Yeah.
But like that shit fun for us, like go ahead. All right. You too? Okay. Like you watch everybody who against you, and you be, all right, okay. I ain't saying I'm gonna stop fucking with you, but I know how to deal with you. Then boom. And niggas be like, say, well, what's up? Cause it's business now. I ain't tell you I ain't gonna deal with you, but I'm telling you, boy, you know you gonna give me that number. You respect it, I get the fuck around me. It's business, because we don't have no personal relationship. And then I remember, what's your boy name? A nigga on Big Facts Podcast. The OG, that nigga said.
Big Black? Big Black?
I fuck with him. That nigga said, I think it was like, respect, loyalty, and love, right? That nigga put this shit in perspective so sweet, right? That nigga said, if I like you, I may come to respect you, right? He was just showing you the steps of this shit, and this shit was so real. If I like you, I might come to respect you. Respecting you, it might be loyal to you, but as these things, we weaving out things that I don't fuck with that you do, that you don't fuck with that I do, like we really, because if I don't respect you, I can't be loyal to you. I have no respect for you, fucking be loyal to you. I damn sure ain't gonna love you. So what he was saying is in the steps of real fucking friendship, like we done weaved everything out. So the niggas I fuck with, the niggas I fuck with. Cause I had respect for them. I became loyal to them. Now I love them, right? That shit different. We done went through them steps. Like a lot of niggas can't make it through those steps. Like you see what I'm saying? Like that's how I separate my friendship. Like I fuck with a lot of niggas, but them niggas ain't them niggas. So we only go a certain, that shit stop a certain place. But I'm not telling you, the reason why he was saying that, I think, Adam, because we was talking about meeting new people, right? I got partner in Birmingham, right? I ain't know that man from Canada Paint. We've been friends 20 years. I got my partner who was working at Puma, working at Ethica, not Neil. They've been friends 25 years. I ain't know him from Canada Paint, but we went through all them steps. Like, that's why I felt what he said. I was like, man, that shit made so much sense. He did it on Rifle 9 it's on the Rifle 9 episode.
I'm gonna have to check it out, bro.
Man, that shit made so much sense.
Yeah, man. Shout out to them, man. Big facts, man.
I fuck with Big Facts.